You can get the biggest Chanel back in the store if you want it. I gave him the drill.
But one of these are fake. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now that these right here are the fakes. Okay? These shoes are the Fugazis. 100% fake. Okay? Now, before I get into the shoes, there are a couple ways in which you can tell just by the packaging. And I just want to let you guys know I'm only going to be showing the flaws. I'm not going to show you the entire shoe. I don't want this to take too long. There are other real versus fake comparisons, but it appears that they have updated their versions. I guess this is the newest one that they're pumping out, and you only need to look for like this handful of different signs. So the first one is the packaging. All right, so I turned my exposure right down so you guys can see. But again, this is the real. Real's always going to be on the left. This is the fake. What do you guys notice right away? I'm hoping you guys said the color on the reals. The 23 is going to be gray. On the fakes, the 23 is going to come off with a little bit of a yellowish tone. All right? See how it's still gray, but it's a bit of a yellow beige tint? And look at this. That's a true gray right there. No beige tint whatsoever. Beige tint. Okay? In terms of the size of the boxes, they are the exact same size. I'm going to turn this around so you guys can see the tags. But the boxes are the same size and shape. Top, real. Bottom, fake. Show you guys the tags. That's the real. And that's the fake. The tags are, in my opinion, identical. I didn't see any differences between the tags or the size of the box or any of the details on the box themselves, apart from on the sleeve, it's that gray versus the beige. All right? Now, let me take these both out. I know I said I didn't want to go through all the details, but I just want to show you anyway. The boxes are identical from this point onward, so this won't be a good indicator. Again, real, fake. Here are the insides of the two boxes. This appears to be a little darker, but again, I wouldn't even use this as an indicator because what is stopping someone from grabbing the reals, taking the packaging, putting the fakes inside the packaging? All right, so I'm not even going to really spend too much time on this because I just think it's a waste of time. You want to focus on the shoes. The tissue, very similar. This, although this black you can't really see through, this one is a lot thinner. You can see a little bit of light coming through. Otherwise, everything is identical all the way down to the shoe trees. It would not be a good indicator. I'll start with this angle. The toe, at least on mine, and the other thing is Jordan Brand, like actually like Jordan Brand's quality control isn't even that good, as we know. So this makes it even more difficult when we're dealing with shitty actual Jordan Brand authentic products and these replicas. But if you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but the toe box, at least to me, is a little wider on the fakes. Okay, so if anything, you want to go for that narrow toe box. That to me is something that stood out. But again, if you're wearing these over time, these things are going to change. Like, we're just dealing with DS kicks here, so that might not be the best indicator. But for me, right off the bat, when I pulled these out, I noticed that. The laces on both are pretty much identical. I mean, again, that's something if someone was being very specific, would just swap out anyway. I don't think that is a great indicator personally. The tags, they are more or less the same. I mean, I looked at them in a lot of detail. I did not see any major differences. So again, really difficult all the way down to the ballistic mesh here, the nylon. Like, you can't really use those as indicators, unfortunately. And again, if I'm missing something and you guys see this in the video and please point it out in the comments down below. It's only helpful for everyone. Again, fake, real. I know it's easy to get mixed up, but fake, real. The shape, it's crazy to say, but the shape is more or less identical, man. Toe box, kind of a little bit of a bump there. Less of a bump here. It kind of is more straight. Here it kind of dips. Again, if you're wearing these over time, you're gonna create that little bit of a bulk in the toe box. So just keep that in mind. The outsoles, my opinion, identical. Identical. Same with the carbon fiber. So this is textured. This is textured as well. The main thing, I'm sorry, I gotta switch these. This is the real, this is the fake, alright? This is the main thing, and now every time I look at this, I can easily tell. Alright, so there's two major things. The first is gonna be the 45. Oh, also in terms of the height, I wasn't really able to see a major difference. I'm sorry this isn't a flat surface, but when I had them on a flat surface, there was no difference. Alright, so look at the 45. This is the real pair. The main thing is look at the ends of each of the numbers. Are they more or less like straight? On this pair they are. So both ends of the stitching, they end in the same place. Okay? Now look at this pair. See how like they don't end? Look at the end of that 45. One of them is longer than the other. Look at that. Top of the 45. Slightly longer than the other. It's a little more sloppy, right? Look at the two side by side. Look how clean the left is. The lines end together. Whereas on the right, the lines, they don't end together. Some are longer than others. That's one thing that Jordan Brand was very specific about. The other thing is look how thick the left stitching is versus the right. On the left, they're almost touching. The lines are almost touching. On the right, they don't seem to touch at all. They're a little more spaced out and they're thinner. Look at that. Again, this is, make sure you're bringing someone with the authentic pair. That's really the only way you're going to be able to tell. Or take photos of an authentic pair in the heel and make sure you compare it with the real deal. Because that's a very subtle difference, man. Very subtle. Now, I'm sure you guys can very clearly see the differences. But if you were just to get this pair on its own, and you don't own these, and most people don't own like the authentic, if they're going to buy the authentic, like some people double up, but not everyone does. Like personally, I don't. How would I know? How would I know if this is thick or not? Or if this is touching or not? Because I have nothing to compare it to. So try to bring someone that has the authentic so you can compare the two together. Alright? The biggest indicator though, the biggest indicator that you're going to be able to tell is the cut of the patent leather. Now in terms of where the height is on the patent leather, it's the same on both, alright? I don't really need to go into too much detail. But what you're going to notice is how defined that cut is on the real. And the fact that it's not very defined on these fakes. Look at the white part where the patent leather cuts. Look how defined that left part is. You can see the white very clearly. Even if I look at it dead on from the back, I can still see that white. Look at the fakes. I'm looking at it straight on. I can barely see that patent leather cut. It's there, but it's not very clear. Let's do it one more time. Look at the difference. Very clear on the left.